Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Storyteller. Today, we're exploring a question that might have crossed your mind at least once. What if you could use magic? Not in some fantasy land, but right here, in the real world. What would it feel like? What would it cost? Sit back, relax, and let's begin today's story, The First Spark. I woke up that morning, something felt different. The sunlight spilling through my window shimmered as if it were alive, bending and dancing in ways it never had before. The hum of the refrigerator below had a strange rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. Even the air around me felt thick, charged, aware, as if it had been waiting for me to notice it. I rubbed my eyes, still half asleep, and swung my legs out of bed. That's when it happened. My phone, sitting on the nightstand, lifted gently into the air and drifted toward me. I froze, staring, heart pounding. It floated right into my palm, weightless. I dropped it in shock, but it didn't fall. It landed softly on the sheets, as if gravity had decided to take a break. I sat there, stunned. Then I looked across the room at my notebook. "Come here," I whispered. It moved. Slowly, smoothly, sliding across the desk until it stopped right at the edge. I reached out with trembling fingers. No way! My pulse raced, my mind spun. Was I dreaming? No, this was real. And somehow, I could use magic. I spent the next hour testing it. A flick of my wrist and pages turned in a blur. A snap of my fingers, the candle on my desk burst to life. When I laughed, the tiny flame flared brighter, almost like it shared my joy. Everything around me felt alive, listening, awake. The world seemed to lean closer with every breath, waiting for me to speak again. And in that quiet moment, I realized something simple but true. Magic wasn't just about control. It was about connection, a bond between me and everything that existed. First time I touched the candle's flame, I saw things, memories, visions, moments that didn't belong to me. Forests burning under crimson skies, campfires glowing beside rivers, hands stretched toward warmth and safety, tears reflected in the light of loss. The flame wasn't just fire, it remembered. That single touch changed everything. From that moment on, I could feel the memory inside everything. The air buzzed with echoes of storms that had passed. Water carried whispers of oceans, of rain, of tears shed long ago. Even the earth beneath my feet pulsed with stories, the rise and fall of roots, the cycle of life and decay. Magic wasn't about forcing the world to obey. It was about hearing what it already wanted to say. When I listened, I could feel the heartbeat of everything, the quiet pulse of existence flowing through me. One afternoon, I healed a dying flower on my windowsill. Its petals lifted, trembling, as color returned, and I felt its happiness like a warm rush through my veins. But behind that joy was the memory of its pain, the long, thirsty days it had suffered in silence. And when I called lightning during a storm, I felt the wild fury of the sky, the beauty and the sorrow of its release. Every time I used magic, I carried a piece of what I touched. It was powerful. It was heavy. And yet it made me feel more alive than ever before. By then, I understood I wasn't standing above the world. I was a part of it. Every whisper of wind, every drop of rain, every spark of light, it was all connected. In the evening, as the sun dipped behind the rooftops, I stepped outside, barefoot. The pavement was still warm from the day, humming softly under my toes. The city buzzed, electricity in the wires, wind between the buildings, a faint rhythm of footsteps and laughter drifting in the distance. I took a deep breath, raised my hand, not to command, but to greet. And one by one, the streetlights flickered on, like they were answering me. The glow spread down the block, soft and golden. In that moment, the city felt alive, not mechanical, not cold, but breathing. And then I heard it, a voice, so soft it might have been the breeze itself. Welcome home. The words echoed through me, quiet but infinite. For a heartbeat, I felt everything, the pulse of the wind, the warmth of the earth, the hidden hum of the stars. The fire, the air, the water, the light, all of it, alive and aware, weaving together like threads of one endless tapestry. And standing there in the middle of that glowing street, I finally understood. Magic isn't about power. It's about belonging. It's not something you control, it's something you share. The world doesn't need to be tamed or bent to your will. It just needs to be heard. I looked up at the skyline, windows glimmering like constellations, and whispered back, I hear you. Then, with a smile and a quiet heart, I said the only words that felt right. I'm home.
And that was the first spark. So tell me, if you could use magic, what would you do first? Would you heal someone, create something new, or just make your mornings a little easier? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you never miss another tale. Thanks for watching. This is Storyteller, reminding you, the first kind of magic we all have is imagination.